Welcome everybody, we have a brand new Bluetooth speaker here for you guys, the Ultimate Ears Roll 2. Now this is again a beautiful speaker with amazing sound. We have last year seen the first generation. I have it here on the table in the pink version. The same color combination is also available with the Ultimate Ears Roll 2 after the first generation had this nice color. You can see in the background a little bit the colors. I have the orange one now. As I said, we have still the purple one available, and we have black, blue, and some crazy colors also here with the Roll 2. So why should you get the Roll 2? Well, it's not that easy to say because the design is exactly the same. The features are also almost exactly the same, since we have here just better sound, 15% louder. Here the Roll 2. So that's not that much more, but you will hear the difference when I compare the two speakers to each other in this video. And then we have also here a longer range. So you can see here we have 30 meters now. Here before we had 20 meters. It says it here in feet in the old package. On the old package 65 feet. Now we have 100 feet. Otherwise still 9 hours of battery life. Still IPX7, which means you can put it into water. You can submerge it also into the water. But please don't do it, because underwater you won't hear anything that much sound. And it's just 1.5 meters for an hour. And otherwise you can still pair two different speakers to each other. So for example, two rolls, and actually even the first and the second generation are compatible. So that's what I will do. I will pair also the two here speakers in this video. So again, here I have the orange one here on the side. You can see you have different colors, and now again something new here in the Roll 2 package. You get also the floaty that I've shown last year, and a lot of people asked me, where can you get that? That was actually not available to buy. That was just a gift by Logitech Ultimate Ears for us first reviewers, but now it's also inside the package, so you can use your speaker also to float on the water, which is quite nice. But there's a little bit of a tricky situation there, which I will explain to you in a second, and what you have to take in mind, or have in mind when you take it into the water, the Roll 2. So let's just unbox here this beautiful little fella, which is available now for 99 bucks. So it's actually even a little bit cheaper than the first generation, even though we have better features and more content inside. So it's cheaper for the MSRP, but obviously the first generation dropped down in price to about 70 bucks, for example, here in Germany. So obviously if you don't need a longer range or the floaty, then you can still buy the first generation, because they look the same and they are also quite robust and quite cool. So we have here the easy features to, or the easy way to use is still the Roll, as we can use the boom and the mega boom. So you just have to turn it on, press the Bluetooth button to connect, and then you can connect with your phone easily in the Bluetooth section, play your music, and also download an app. If you like using apps, you can also get a little bit more features here out of this device if you just download the free, obviously, Ultimate Ears Roll app. So here we have the speaker itself. Then the next inside the box is cable. So you have the standard micro USB cable. This is also a data cable, but there's no charger inside the box, just a USB to micro USB cable for charging. If you have, for example, an iPhone, you will need that. You can use your iPhone charger here to charge the speaker also in a few hours, or you can just plug it into your computer, and then it will also charge. Then we have here the floaty. I will show you that at the end of the video, and also here a little bit of reading material inside the box for 99 bucks here available, so you can check out this nice little funny text in the beginning. So yeah, this is lawyer talk in a few languages, what you should, what you shouldn't do with the speaker. Like for example, please don't throw it away into the regular trash when you want to get rid of it. Please take proper action to make this recyclable. So we have here the Roll, which is still quite awesome. You can do this, for example. You can hang it up anywhere in the shower, for example. That's my favorite place to use this guy, to just listen to music in the shower, not having to have the smartphone there. But you can also put it, for example, on a beer can, or just a regular can if you want to have it standing up, not lying down on the table. So I can show you guys, for example, here with this water bottle. It's easy to just wrap it around anything that's not too big. To wrap it around your arm won't be possible, because it's just too thick usually, and it will be too strong and cut off the blood. But you can see here, for example, with a water bottle or a beer bottle or whatever, you want to use. This could work, for example, to make it, for example, also float on the water, but you have the floaty now inside the box, so you don't need that. But this you can use, as I said, for anything that you can think of. For example, I have a messenger bag, and I can just put it right here on the strap, which is also quite nice to just walk around, for example, on festivals when there's no music right now playing. So you can see here again on the back a button to turn it on, the Bluetooth button here, and it's easy to charge and use it, for example, also not via Bluetooth but via 3.5mm jacks. You need to have a cable for that, but obviously you can get one easily on Amazon, for example, for just a few bucks. And then, as usual, usually on the front you have the plus and minus button for volume up and down, and that's actually it from the features, hardware features of the Ultimate Ears Roll 2. So it's exactly the same as the Roll 1, so let's just hold both up. You can see the design is the same, and on the back you will see also nothing has changed, because the first generation was quite perfect, and now they made the second one just the same with a few perks inside, like louder and better reception. So you can see maybe even the first generation is a little bit slimmer, I'm not sure, maybe it's just the colors, but if I put them on top of each other you can see yeah, how they look like. So let's just take a listen, listen to a few songs. I have 4 songs here. I have already tried with my German and Hungarian videos, so what we can do is just turn the device on, and it will right away connect, since I already connected once with my phone. You will hear the sound for when it turns on and when it connects. This was for turning on, and this was for connecting. So still always the same Ultimate Ears sounds as usual. So it's connected now, and you have no play button, you have no next song, last song button still on the Ultimate Ears sound system. So that's a little bit sad still, but obviously otherwise these are quite robust. You can throw them around and waterproof and everything still, which is quite awesome here by Ultimate Ears. So what we can do now is easily just play a few songs. The first song will be Power by Julian Keller.
You could speak to every motion.
I didn't say it yet, but we will always play all the music at maximum loudness, which you probably won't do, but I usually do it this way, because when you take it outside and you just have a lot of people outside that are talking for parties, this is also quite perfect. When you have it at maximum volume, you won't have the 9 hours of battery life. Obviously you will have 4 to 5 maybe. I usually get around 4, but that's also enough if you ask me, and usually I think not everybody will use it at maximum volume. Yeah, just have a listen.
Take my breath in every moment, fight for right in every wrong, and on you hold your own. You press play and I fast forward. We play games but you control us. Only you can find a goal that I can aim for all alone.
So this was just a few seconds here of this song. Let's go to another song where you have a little bit more bass. Yeah, this was just a little bit of vocals, but let's just go to Lost by Sander Van Doorn. You will know the song when you hear it. So here you have a lot of highs, that's why I like the song, to just show it off, because you can hear that it's quite loud and the sound quality is good, but bass not yet that much there, not that much inside here. So let's just try the Power Off now by Steve Aoki, which has a little bit of more bass going on, which you, as I said, won't hear that much of from this slim little device, but let's just have a listen. So enough of that. Also, let's listen to something a little bit more calm and soothing. Sarah Larson, Lush Life.
What if said too much, but that's all it was. So I gave it up. I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if it was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way I wanna. Now my day is my heart out till the dawn. But I won't be done when my one done. Doing it all night, all
Also again, enough of this. Let's just let's just listen to the first generation, for example, with this last song, or the previous to last song, how it compares. So let me just turn it on. Here we go. I have to connect or disconnect from the first one actually only, because now both are connected. Here we go. Let me go back to music and then let's just play the last song again. So now, if you compare both of them, if you just go back to the first one, to the row 2, you will hear that this is not as loud, but it's also as clear as the first or the second generation. So you can buy both and you will have a nice experience there. But obviously, if you just want to have a louder experience and just a few more things inside the box, then get the second one. So let's continue with the review with not just music, but for example what we can do with the app, which I've downloaded here on my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which is waterproof. I will tell you in a second why it's nice that it's waterproof. And if you go into the app, which is the same app as for the first generation, you can see here the color of the speaker that is connected right now, which is the first generation, but it doesn't matter because we have the same features. So what I can do here in the app is, for example, change the equalizer. There's 3 presets and you actually cannot customize, or you can customize one, but there's another 2 that you can have that are pre-customized. Then my favorite feature is the alarm. Here there is some text that it tells me before I can set the alarm, so it will also play the alarm when they are not connected. The speaker remembers when to turn on and then turns on and plays just some annoying music, last played or from the music library. Here we go, and then we have under more a few settings, like for example you can change your speaker name, you can change your alert language. There's just a few languages, but these are the main languages of the world, I would say. And then we have a few alert sounds, double up lock, messages and Bluetooth Smart. So for example, Bluetooth Smart helps you to preserve battery life when you haven't played music for a long time on the speaker. It will just turn off after a while. Then there's not much else to see here, except for obviously you can update. For example, I could update now my first generation speaker. I will do that later. And now the most important feature is double up, which is quite nice because you can use the speaker, which has actually only one speaker inside. So there's just one round little speaker here in the middle that gives out this awesome sound. You can pair actually 2 of them together and then you have stereo sound, which I will do now. I just hit the start button here and then it gives out this awesome little sound. This little drumstick sound, and then what we have to do is just double press the Bluetooth button here, press, and it starts blinking. And after a while in the app, they will show us that both of the speakers are now connected. Now I can just set up to have the orange one on the left and the purple one on the right. And that's not the right way around, so I will just switch them here, so left and right. This should work out, yes, and then I can say if I want both to have the same stereo sound or if I want to use them as stereo, so just the left sounds from the left and the right sounds from the right. So if they're a little bit further apart, you can have nice sound experience there if you just want to listen to, for example, movies. And then what you can also do is, if you sit a little bit closer to one than the other, then you can switch also which one should be louder or not as loud. So we have both still at maximum volume. And let's just go back and play a song which I've played you guys before. Let me choose one, not Steve Aoki. Let's just do, for example, the first one again, Powered by Julian Kaler.
You put speed.
So I think you can hear that obviously when you have two speakers it will be even louder, and it's just quite awesome that Ultimate Ears gives you $400 this great of a sound quality. I will do also a Boom 2 with Roll 2 comparison if you are not sure if you should pay maybe $100 more, not $100, just $30 more for the Roll 2, because that's actually how much more it costs, so only 30% more. But before I will tell you guys to check out also my other videos, let me show you what this little floaty can do, because I tend to forget these kind of extra little thingies, and I think this is something that will definitely make you buy the second one, because this floaty is awesome. I've used it all summer long at beach festivals. So here you go, you can see it's quite easy to just fill up with air, and then you just have to take the speaker, open up this little thing here, and then pull it through the bottom right here. I'm not sure actually if all the floaties are blue. It happens to have the same color as my strap of my Roll 2, but you can see how nicely it fits on here. It floats then on the water. And now two things that a little bit bother me: it quite easily flips over because it's quite heavy on the top, and when there's a little bit of waves going on, then it flips over and then it gets wet, and then when you flip it back around you will see the water coming out from the speaker, and it takes about 10-15 minutes to dry to have again a clear and good sound. Now that's one problem I had with my floaty last year. And the second one is, if you have your phone in your pocket, because it's waterproof, you can have it in your pocket in the water, for example while you are in a jacuzzi, the connection won't work because you have to have it in air distance up to 30 meters, 100 feet in the water. You can have it submerged 5 centimeters, so about this far from the speaker, and it won't work. You really have to have it above the water. So my resolution for that was, I've done it with the Sony Xperia Z3 Plus last year, was quite easy. Just take the phone and put it right here on the bottom, and then it's above the water, quite close to the device. I know you can't social media or anything like that, but you can listen to the music while these devices are above water, floating around and giving you good music, or just leave your phone anywhere, because if you don't have a waterproof phone, like for example an iPhone, you can have it just outside anywhere, and as long as the speaker is not too far away, it will work. So quite awesome idea and design here by Logitech Ultimate Ears, the Ultimate Ears Roll 2 and the floaty here in a short review. Thank you much for tuning in, guys. Till next time, peace out, and again, my name is Balazs, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more awesome videos.